What is up, YouTubers? Welcome back to Alternation Outdoors. Doing a little reading, got some downtime, still got the hurt hand, but anyways. So top lures at the James River for 2022, right? Just going through some of this stuff. I'm seeing all this swim bait stuff, right? Swim bait this, swim bait that, just across the whole board. I got some questions and I got some ideas, so let's get to it. So swim baits, what do I mean when I say swim baits? So I'm specifically going to be targeting big swim baits, right? So like your glide baits, your hard baits, stuff like that. I got lots of questions about it. It's not a technique that I'm very familiar with. It's something that I want to learn. You see a lot of it. If you look on just about, well, I say just about any, Brandon Palaniuk, my favorite, right? He's my guy. So he's always throwing this big glide bait, and I've always been curious about it. I see him pick it up in certain situations. He's throwing it. He's catching big fish, targeting big fish. Makes perfect sense, right? You can go through the internet and find all kinds of stuff on these big fish targeting swim baits, right? Tons of them. Number one thing that I always find, they're expensive, right? If it's not a technique that you're familiar with, I mean, it's kind of pricey to get into, right? So the second thing that I see a lot is people using them to target big fish. So, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, it makes sense, right? Big bait, big fish. Are they still catching little fish on them? Absolutely. I see people catching little fish on them all the time, right? I get some bass opportunists. So, I mean, if it looks like an easy meal, more than likely they're going to grab it. But I really want to get more into this this specific technique, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on something that I may not enjoy fishing, that may not really work for my style of fishing. So I had some ideas. I kind of just, did some looking, of course. I'm going to start off Tackle Warehouse. Everybody shops at Tackle Warehouse at some point or another. So that's where I went. So I start looking at some of these baits, man. And I mean, some of these glide baits, I mean, you're looking at, $60, $50, $70, $160. I mean, some of these things are pretty expensive. Of course, I did not want to start there. So what else would I do? I start following stuff on Facebook, reading some forums, different things, just doing some random Google searches, just, trying to check it out. Well, the first thing that comes up, my Google search, is Amazon. Who's not fond of shopping on Amazon? Everybody does that. So what do? I go to Amazon. Bam, first thing that comes up, Bass Dash Swim Shad Glide Baits, right? Look very familiar to some of the other baits used. Are they as well crafted, or do they catch fish? I mean, decent reviews, not a bunch, but decent reviews. So the guy that I am, let's get them. Let's try it. I went with a 7-inch, 2-ounce glide bait for $22. For $22, I get 3 of them shipped to my house. So what do? I click buy. Guess what comes in the mail? Yes, sir. Let's get these things open to check them out. Bass Dash. I mean, I've never heard of it before. Most people haven't. But I like trying new things, especially when it is not super overpriced. I'm a fan of trying new things, right? Especially if it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try it. First off, wow, dang, these things look legit, dude. Check this out. That looks legit. I got the 3-pack, a couple different colors. Oh my goodness, this chrome shad. That is freaking nice. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, of course, regular shad. So we got a sexy shad, regular shad, and then the chrome shad. All right here. These baits, $22. $22 on Amazon. I paid for these things, right? I'm gonna open them up and I'm gonna check them out. Do they catch fish? Reviews say they do. I'm just gonna grab one of them and open it, all right? Let's just check this thing out. So this is just the regular shad. Dang, this thing looks sweet, man. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm pretty pumped about this. Like I said, this is a technique that I wanna learn more about, I wanna get more into, but I am not willing to spend $100 on a bait that I know nothing about, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like fishing. Wow, dang. This thing is actually pretty well built. Look at this. Look at this, jointed, so it's single jointed. Some decent hooks. Of course, most people change hooks first thing they do, right? That's pretty normal. But, I mean, look at it. Look at the build. I mean, this thing is pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm pretty impressed with this. I mean, the detail is actually kind of nice for just a, you know, a trial thing to see if you even like it. Pretty decent. Like I said, they have the 4.5 inch and the 7 inch. I went with the 7 inch because I do have some soft baits, 3.5, 4.5. I think I might even have some 6 inch that I've tried. And just haven't thrown it enough. I'm not gonna downgrade it at all because I have not thrown it enough. But I really want to try throwing these things. I've seen so much. So Big Bass Dreams. I'm sure a lot of you guys have followed that channel. Oliver Nye. If you have not, I definitely recommend checking that out. I'll drop that down below. California guy, right? He's pretty well versed when it comes to throwing these big baits. So I've been watching and reading a lot of their information just to try and get some pointers on where I'm going to throw this, how I'm going to throw this, different things, and you know, different retrieves, different stuff like that. Big thing was gear. What am I going to throw this on, right? These big old baits. So this one is actually 2.2 ounces, which is not big compared to some. But technique specific equipment is going to be needed, right? Some big rods or bigger rods. Normally, you know, your normal worm rod, you're probably not just going to grab and throw this on, right? That's something that I'm going to have to learn, figure out as I go. But so line, in the last video, you guys, if you haven't seen it, check that out below, fishing line video that I'd done. So everybody knows I'm a fan of copolymer, right? Anyways, that's what I'm going to be throwing this on. So I got some 30-pound Cast King copolymer line. I'm gonna be throwing this on, and I have 2 rods. I'm not 100% sure which one I'm gonna use yet, but it's a bigger rod. And like I said, after I get to actually use these things, I'll go into more detail. We'll come back, we'll do a review. I'll let you know how these baits work, if they catch fish, which I'm hoping they do. I mean, these things, dude, look how slick these things look. I mean, for 22 bucks, you really can't go wrong. Like I said, you go to Tackle Warehouse, I mean, something similar to this, I mean, you're looking up to, you know, 75, 100 bucks, 169 bucks. I mean, it really just depends. There's some for 55. Bass Dash. Are they up to it? Anybody else tried these things? Anybody know anything about them? Anybody want to leave some comments? Drop them down below. There will be more to come, so there's going to be a part 2 for this video. Once I can actually get out there and do a little bit of fishing, we're going to be putting these things to the test, man. We're going to be tossing them around some docks. We got some really cool riprap walls, a couple different places where I think we might have some big fish hanging out. We're going to try and catch them. But yeah, thanks for checking us out today. If anybody has any information on these things, if you use them, you know anything about them, drop it down in the comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say about them. Until next time, let's get it.